we're all good. Golo Kante's suspended, but he's back in training with us from tomorrow, so we're all good. Yeah, it is an exciting fixture, and I always felt it had an extra edge to it, as I think the squad that I played in did. So yeah, without fans, obviously takes a slight edge off these things, but mentally, I think as players and as a club, we should certainly retain that passion of what this game means. So we must credit Scott and his team there, because they have certainly, with a change of system and how they've worked on it, you've seen a clear style of play. You've seen a clear way that they're not giving many chances to teams in games. They're very well organised and they have threats throughout their team. So I don't think it's about mistakes. They've drawn with Liverpool recently, they've drawn with Tottenham last night. It's going to be a tough game no matter what, but we have to focus on ourselves. I'm feeling fine. I was very aware when I came into this job, and I think if you manage a top club in the Premier League or in the world, which Chelsea is, you have to understand that pressure will come very quickly at times, and pressure is actually constantly there anyway. I always felt pressure in our good run, or last season when expectations were lower for us, and we what I felt achieved very well. So it's very normal. I've been here as a player for a long time, so it's part of my job. It actually focuses my concentration completely on how to get us some results, because we know in the last few games it hasn't been good enough, and that's fine for me. Well, we need to do our best, as we should have done all along. The protocols are in place. They've been hardened recently, and I understand why, because of the surge of COVID in the public, which football remains part of. So I think there are meetings going on. There are areas in our workplace which compliance is, not say easy, but social distance is top of the list. All the basics are top of the list. But when you're actively playing football on the pitch and there's a lot of instinct involved, then it's not always as easy to draw a clear line on pitch and in training. So that's where we are. We'll try and do the best that we are told to keep to minimise the threat or the danger that we know this virus holds. The players are good lads. They don't want to do the wrong thing. They're being asked to do their job through this very tough time, and they're doing it, and that's the way it is, and I understand that. But when they're on the pitch, and if they score a goal, we'll try and adapt slightly, or as well as we can. Ideally, in a perfect world, we'll all walk back to the halfway line and just start again. But with football, maybe it won't quite be the case, and I don't think you can hold players hugely to account unless there's clear flouting of those rules. But that's certainly not an easy line to draw in-game in football. Well, I think with Timo through the middle, it's clearly an area of the pitch that he likes to start from. I think in Leipzig and for Germany, he's played centrally. He's played on the left. He's played as a lone striker. He's played one of two strikers. So I see that there's definitely room for manoeuvre in terms of how you can use Timo. I think when he plays centrally, we are, and I think and I certainly do as a manager, pride ourselves on being a good, hard-working team off the ball, which means sometimes a lot of high pressure. And I think it's very normal that for Timo and others that have come into this team in forward areas for us, will take some time to get used to what my idea is, what their teammates' idea is, because we haven't had working time on the pitch. There's no doubt about that. We've missed. That can only be done at full pace in training to really work on the high press, and that's why these 2 weeks have been useful.